ओके
बढ़िया
सर,
है, बढ़िया, गुड एनफ।
ठीक है सर।
नीरज, मिस्टर मालविया के ऑफिस भी एक बार फोन कर लेना यार। गुड मॉर्निंग मिस्टर अभिषेक उपाध्याय।
Good morning. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure, sir. I request if you can switch on your camera as well, sir.
Yes, I'm just doing that. Give me a moment, please.
Good morning, SG sir.
Good morning, Naveen ji. Good morning, Neeraj.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, Mr. Abhishek
Good morning,
Upadhyay.
sir.
Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay is the first secretary commercial from the Embassy of India in Nepal.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Same here. Thank you. Just struggle with my camera so that.
Good morning, Mr. Sadhana. Good morning, Mr. Sadhana.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hear you and see you.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Daniel.
How are
Good
you?
morning, Neeraj.
Morning, Mr. Sadhana ji. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Thank you, sir.
That was very nice on the shadow budget.
Yeah. I hope you. There were some issues on the voice.
Yeah,
there
I
are
didn't
some-
see that. Yeah, I saw parts of it. Actually, I was very busy that day. I saw parts of it.
Yeah, but the deliberations were very good, especially Dr. Arvind Vermani and Dr. Charan Singh. They
Right.
gave out very good points, and our president also and senior vice president also gave out very good points.
Right.
Yes. And we hope and pray that the Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable RBI Governor, and the Honorable FM have heard this, because it is a tradition. We have been tagging them, and they have been hearing such kind of inputs from the industry, so that they can tweak the budget, hopefully, when it comes out on the 1st of February.
Quite right. A very
Yes,
challenging budget for them also.
No, it has to be a absolutely out of the box budget. If they want India to survive, they have to do this, sir. I'm sure you will agree with it.
Absolutely, but how many lakhs of crores are required now for the defense? I don't know how they're going to manage everything.
No. The defense is more or less, on the capital acquisition, it is already earmarked.
I see.
But on the revenue side, they might they can tweak it to help the industry.
Right.
Yeah, and the revenue secretary has a very big role to play in the budget, as far as taxes are concerned.
Quite right. Actually, they still haven't, ease of business is still far way off. I think,
Gee.
like, I don't know, that API Park, which they had launched about 6 months ago in Sonipat, I really don't know what the status of that is. Whether anybody has come forward to invest and start up API units.
Investments are not forthcoming, sir. It'll take yet another year, at least this year, for the investments to start, coming in. That is
But-
my personal opinion. Let me tell you.
But have the entire industry committed that, all right, you know, it may not have come in, but have they booked lots? Have they shown interest in investing in the API park? Nobody knows.
G. The second very important issue is the export from our country. The exports have gone down drastically, and
Drastic.
there is a very big issue on the ease of exports. That is also very much required because the import of raw materials has been stopped, especially in the areas of tin plates and alloy steels, etc., which are not available. There are huge gaps.
I see.
The raw material which was coming from across the world, from Germany, from
No,
Italy,
but they only stopped.
from
They only
UK.
stopped China, I think. They haven't stopped anything else.
No, they have stopped everywhere, sir. They have stopped all countries. I mean, abruptly they take a decision and they carry on, which is slightly, detrimental to our country. We have
That's
to
not
gradually,
slightly, very, very detrimental.
yes, we have to
Absolutely.
gradually change over, and that is what is needed.
SG sir, sorry for interrupting. We have Mr.
Yeah.
Prem Anveshi, the chairman.
Yes.
Futurex is
Swami
there.
Anveshi ji, namaskar.
Namaste, sir. Namaste to everyone. Namaste.
Prem ji, we also
Namaste.
have
Namaskar.
Mr. Kailash Bajmaya from the Nepal Chamber, the Secretary General from there.
Namaste, sir. Sardana ji, namaste.
Namaskar, namaskar.
नीरज जी आपको भी नमस्कार.
Namaskar, sir.
So nice to see all of you and discussing for export and raw material. And I was just getting enlightened. In fact, I was having a discussion with Mr. Bajaj, Mr. Rahul Bajaj. And he was also with the same opinion what Saurabh sir is telling. Exactly the same.
It is the industry's major issue, sir, and I hope this budget will take care of that, and they will at least open up some avenues.
Rajesh ji,
नमस्कार नमस्कार
SG sir, Mr. Dr. Rajesh Kaji Shrestha is the.
अरे डॉक्टर राजेश जी, बहुत दिनों के बाद हैप्पी न्यू ईयर टू यू. नमस्कार.
नमस्कार
नमस्कार,
नमस्कार
नमस्कार. Naveen Sardana here, sir.
आपसे 2-3 साल बाद मतलब मुलाकात हो रही है वर्चुअली.
2-3 साल बाद
To inform you that today is the 70th anniversary celebration of Nepal Chamber, sir.
Acha. Okay.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Rajesh ji, heartiest congratulations to you and your entire team.
Thank you sir, thank you. Congrats to all of us.
Yes. तो आज क्या कर रहे हैं नेपाल में फिर?
नेपाल में क्या होगा वही है, कुछ नहीं है अभी तो. कि मेरे म्यूचुअल रहते करना के करने अब
नहीं, बट अब तो आपको आना चाहिए. अब तो आप डेलीगेशन लेके आए हमारे. वी आर ऑल लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू योर विजिट.
Sure. Waiting for that, Azur. Waiting for that.
Yes.
So, as you said, today only we have spoken to Dr. Rajesh ji, and we will be doing another webinar in next 2-3 days during this.
Certainly.
Celebrate.
So grateful to Nepal Chamber of Commerce. We have so many interventions. We took so many delegations in the last 7 years. They have come to PITEX number of times, and there have been a tremendous synergy between members of PhD Chamber and Nepal Chamber.
Yes.
So we are so grateful to Dr. Rajesh, who has been, who has been at the forefront and who has been driving this.
Kaji Saab, namaskar.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kajaria, Ashok Kajaria from Kajaria Tiles and Ceramics was remembering Dr. Rajesh.
Oh.
Because PITEX में आपके काफी लोग जो हैं उनके स्टॉल में जाके बुकिंग किया था और काफी सामान गया था नेपाल.
नहीं. So एकदम we appreciate. ये सब ऐसा में भी आप लोग ये शुरू कर रहा है. We really appreciate. So we are looking forward to do more thing.
वो नहीं, आपको तो ट्रेड बैलेंस करना चाहिए ना, हम तो बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स का सामान देता है आपको, आपका सामान भी तो आना चाहिए ना इधर।
अभी ऐसा है, उसमें वो खाली बोलने का होता है। अभी हम लोग को दे नहीं से, खाली हम लोग का वही एग्रो और टूरिज्म, बस उसमें फ्यू फ्यू फॉर एग्रो, एग्रो आइटम एंड हर्बल।
यस, आपके पास तो एकदम फॉर्चून है स्पाइसेस का और एग्रो का और अपना हर्बल हर्बल लाइफ।
हर्बल
आई
का
मीन देयर इज ट्रेमेंडस अपॉर्चुनिटी।
और माइन एंड मिनरल का, बस। और ये हाइड्रो पावर, पावर हाइड्रो,
हाइड्रो पावर प्लस आप भूल रहे हैं हिमालयन किंगडम है, हिमालयन टूरिज्म अपॉर्चुनिटी।
वो वो बस उतना ही है। उसी से हम लोग खुश होना पड़ेगा और सब इंडिया से ही करना पड़ेगा।
अरे सर, आप लोगों के टूरिज्म के अपॉर्चुनिटीज, मतलब एक टाइम पे नेपाल वाज द हेवन ऑफ टूरिज्म।
यस,
People from
that
all
was
over
now
the
also.
world used to sweep down
No,
during
Saurabh sir.
winters, during summers, during it was a year-round tourism which was going on, and
Huh?
one of the biggest places of Hindu religious tourism.
Saurabh sir, not
Ji,
was, now also, not was, now also.
certainly, sir, certainly.
हेलो, हजुर हजुर, एउटा इन्डियासँग मेरो जुम मिटिङ 12
प्रेम जी, मिस्टर
बजेदेखि
सृजल ने ज्वाइन नहीं किया
इन्डियासँग
अभी।
छ। अनि फोन
सृजल, एक मिनट।
सर सर, म
Naveen ji,
Yes, sir.
His Excellency is joined? Not yet.
Mr. Abhishek would be representing him, sir.
Right, right. Okay. And what about Mr. Gautam?
Puskal Gautam ji is joining in another 5 minutes, and Mr. Alok Malviya is also joining, sir.
Right. Excellent. And what about our Senior Vice President, Multani ji?
No, he is not joining, sir.
क्या हो गया उनको?
I think he has gone for a medical checkup today, sir.
Okay, okay. So Swami Anveshi ji will start the process.
Yes, sir. He will be giving, and I think now Abhishek ji also is there with his video on.
Excellent.
Very good. See, Nepal
I'm
is
not able to see him.
नेपाल जो है सर, वो इकलौता ऐसा कंट्री है जहां पर एवरेस्ट है।
जी जी,
दुनिया का
एब्सोल्युटली
शिखर है, शिखर सगरमाथा। एक्चुअली इट इज कॉल्ड सगरमाथा।
सगरमाथा,
सगरमाथा।
जी जी। और नेपाल ही ऐसा है जहां पे सो मेनी पीक्स हैं जिनको कॉन्कर किया है लोगों ने ओवर द टाइम बीइंग, एंड हिस्टोरिकल प्लेस ऑफ शेरपास।
I think 6 top peaks are there in Nepal.
Yes, including Kanchenjunga.
Yes.
So in the world there are 14 peaks, 14. 14 peaks, 8 are in Nepal.
In the world 8 are in Nepal. Yeah.
राजेश सर, इसीलिए तो हम बोल रहे थे कि हिमालयन टूरिज्म तो स्टार्ट, मतलब उसको कनेक्ट कीजिए, डॉट्स को कनेक्ट कीजिए। भूटान, नेपाल एंड इंडिया, they can become a very very formidable Himalayan circuit for the tourists of the world and mountaineers of the world.
काजी साहब वैसे भी बहुत सारा काम करते हैं। He is already doing a lot of work in the Chamber of Commerce there.
Oh, he's a superman, sir.
That's super.
As far as industry is concerned in Nepal.
So I have a connection with and friend like you, so I am always Superman. That's why.
Yes, it is.
No, honestly, no jokes. I mean, the way I've seen you performing, not only in your business but also in the chambers. I mean, it is really phenomenal and awesome.
So good morning, my fourth tenure in chamber. So already.
And yet you are so young and energetic and absolutely. There's no change in you, sir. I've been watching you for the last 7 years. There is no change.
Not like Saurabh ji, I put hair dye every 10-15 days.
हम लोग का सब बाल सफेद हो गया अभी।
नहीं, हमारा भी हो गया, लेकिन हम ड्राई करना पड़ता है अभी तो, इसीलिए वैसे ही दिख रहा है।
SG sir, we have Mr. Srijal Bhattarai also. Is the managing director. Is the partner along with FutureX for the Nepal 5P event. Welcome, Mr. Srijal.
So he is also here, Mr. Bhattarai.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is there. Mr. Srijal Bhattarai.
Excellent.
You need to unmute, Srijal.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
हमारे एक एग्जीबिशन में there is a company in Nepal called Sagarmatha Cement.
Right.
In one of our exhibition, he played his jingle.
Jingle, yeah.
In that, it was like 20 times the name Sagarmatha was coming. Trust me, it is in 3 days. It has gone 2,000 or 20,000 times in my mind, and I even in night I can remember this name Sagarmatha. So I went to the owner of Sagarmatha Cement and asked, "What does it mean, the Sagarmatha?" He said, "What, you're doing exhibition here and you don't know? Sagarmatha is Himalaya. Mount Everest is Sagarmatha." I told, "Oh, it is.
Premji, we have Sri Puskal Gautam ji also.
प्रेसिडेंट को दिखाया ना आपने?
पुष्कल जी कहाँ हैं आप?
दिखाया ना?
Puskal ji, I request if you can switch on your camera.
कैमरा
ऑन कीजिए पुष्कल जी।
प्रेसिडेंट को दिखाया ना? कैमरा
हाँ,
ओके कैमरा
कैमरा ऑन कीजिए।
ओके 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 ओके
नमस्कार जी।
नमस्कार हमारा तरफ से नमस्कार
नमस्कार पुष्कल जी।
नमस्कार प्रेम जी नमस्कार।
स्वागत है आपका।
हाँ हमारा हम भी बहुत धन्यवाद दे रहा हूँ। आपने जो ये मेहनत कर दिया जो इस प्रकार का इसको जो प्लान कर लिया इसके लिए नेपाल की तरफ बहुत धन्यवाद दे रहा हूँ।
सर आप लोगों के सहयोग से ही ये पॉसिबल हो पाता है। बिजनेस का मतलब ये है कि 2 कदम आप चलें 2 कदम हम चलें, कहीं एक जगह में। नमस्ते 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 बहुत बढ़िया। आप लोगों को देख
बोलिए सर बोलिए।
आप लोगों को देख के मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है।
Naveen, can we start now?
Okay.
Good morning, gentlemen. So we will be just going live in the count of 3. Whoever is speaking to kindly keep yourself on mute, and whenever I invite you, you can unmute and speak. 3, 2, 1. We are live now. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, on behalf of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry and FutureX Fair and Media Space, welcome you for the inaugural session of the Nepal 5P Virtual Expo. The 5P stands for paper, printing, packaging, plastic, and processing for these sectors. So we have been doing this show earlier in physical, but due to the pandemic, now we are doing this show virtually, and we are really grateful to the support we have got from the Nepal Chamber of Commerce and the Federation of Nepal Printer Association. An embassy there has been very actively supporting and advising us for this. And we are also thankful to the Department of Commerce, Government of India for supporting this event. So we have with us our chair for the International Affairs Committee for South Asia from PhD Chamber, Shri Naveen Sardana. We welcome you, sir. We have with us Shrestha, the President of the Nepal Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much for joining. Mr. Puskal Gautam, the President of the Federation of Nepal Printers Association. Thank you, Puskalji, for joining. We have Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, the First Secretary Commerce from the Embassy of India, Nepal. Thank you, Abhishek ji, for joining us today. And we will be soon joined by Shri Alok Malviya ji, the Director from the Department of Government of India. So I think he has just joined. So, Alok ji, welcome to you. And we have Shri Prem Anveshi ji, the Managing Director of the FutureX Trade Fairs and Events. Thank you, Prem bhai, for joining. My dear friend, Mr. Srijal Bhattarai, the MD from the media space, the organizer for this show with us from Nepal. Thank you, Srijal. And we also welcome Shri Saurabh Sanyal ji, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So thank you once again. And I am really happy to inform all of you that today is a very good day because today is the 70-year celebration of Nepal Chamber of Commerce and Industry also. So we congratulate Dr. Rajesh and his team for 70 years of Nepal Chamber of Commerce. And further, now I invite Mr. Prem Anveshi, the Managing Director of Trade Private Limited, to give the welcome address.
Thank you, Naveen ji. Thank you very much for inviting me as a welcome address. See, welcoming people is it has to be from the heart, and I feel that the heart lies in in your words, and you have to keep your feelings and your wisdom and intellect all together to welcome someone. So let me just tell you some background of this particular thing. Let me tell you the background. See what happened when, because I think Naveen is well aware of this backgrounder of the virtual expos, but let me bring it to the notice to the others. See what happens when this pandemic came, and the humanity has been hit by lot of things like this in the past. And the beauty of humanity is it has come out in flying colors. It has come out in flying colors. And this is what happened when we started the lockdown in March, and we started working that let us do all our exhibitions, because exhibition industry was the first to get hit. Exhibition industry was the first to get hit because of the masses, because of so many people gathering, etc. So what we did when we found that we are not able to do the exhibitions, suddenly the thought came that everything is transferring into the mobiles, everything is transferring into the virtual space. Why can't we start exhibitions into virtual space? And that was the seed given into, and today I'm proud to say that even with PhD Chamber of Commerce, we have already completed 5 or 7 exhibitions on the virtual space and successfully. And after that, we found that it can become something which is forever. Forever in the sense, this can become a media. This can become a media which is a very cost effective. No need for you to travel. It is hygienic because you are not traveling, and cost effective in terms of bigger. You are not constructing the stalls. You are not buying the physical space. You are not. Your team is not traveling. There are hotel expenses, food, lodging, boarding, so many things, so many expenses, which can be saved. One thing which is missing here is that is on a touch and feel. But I think maybe with the new technologies which we are incorporating here, maybe in few months' time we'll be ready with the artificial intelligence and virtual reality available on this virtual platforms. And in fact, yesterday we had a demo also in our office, how our team is working and how we will be able to give a virtual experience to the companies. And we will be in maybe in other exhibitions, we'll be able to provide the virtual sets where people can actually feel like walking into the exhibitions. So that will definitely happen. But in today's this 5P, which is started in 2019, in fact 2020, I was there in Nepal and I happened to meet Rajesh Kaji Sahab, Pushkal ji, and other dignitaries from different associations. I have found that the kind of enthu what they have, is phenomenal. And so, see, in this particular subject, I can keep on speaking continuously for a long, long time. But I am on a very short, notice or short time, because all other dignitaries have to speak. So let me keep it in a very short and specific. So I welcome first of all Mr. Saurabh Sanyal, who is the Secretary General of PhD Chamber of Commerce. I welcome Mr. Alok Malviya, Director FT and Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And I welcome Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary of Commerce, Embassy of India, Nepal. And I welcome my dear friend, Mr. Pushkal Gautam, President, Federation of Nepal Printers Association. And I was really amazed by the simplicity of Dr. Rajesh Kaji Srestha. Welcome, sir. And I welcome Mr. Srijal Bhattaraya, who is our right hand, or you can say the partner in Nepal. And of course, let me welcome the chairperson of International Affairs of Committee for South Asia, PhD Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Naveen Sardana, because these are the able leadership which takes any organization upward. And the flourishing organizations, they show that the leadership of the organizations are working in tandem and in beautiful energies. And we have seen how the PhD Chamber of Commerce has been working in past so many years, and they could help us to grow the business in SAARC countries when we started first time. Though I know Mr. Naveen said from almost 2 decades, but and won't hesitate to tell that Saurabh sir is very late. I to know that he is my alumni. He's actually my college senior too, which I came to know only when he was in SHM, and we met. This shows that there are people behind this entire thing. When we started, we thought the thought came from PhD. Let's start on the printing, packaging. Then we added, see, the country Nepal is not so big, though the business is there, but Nepal is not so big where we can have only the exhibition only for printers or only exhibition for printing industry. So we decided, okay, let's do one thing. The subjects which we need for the industry. So we gone into the printing, paper, plastic, packaging, and we found there is one thing which is very essential for this industry is processing. And we combined everything. And when last exhibition we did in Nepal, trust me, the kind of response what we got in Nepal was phenomenal. It is whether it is a federation or a Nepal Chamber of Commerce or Kaji Sahab or everyone in fact supported us wholeheartedly. And that exhibition became one of the most successful exhibition of this industry. And this year when pandemic came and we found that we are not able to do it, because previously what we were thinking, we will be able to do it in, in December. Reason, everyone was thinking the pandemic will get over in 2 months' time, or 3 months' time, or 4 months' time. But subsequently, we found that it's very difficult. It's not possible. So we decided, let us put it in 2021 and start with virtual, because the business has to transpire, business has to happen. Humanity has to come out of this crisis, whatever is going on. We have to fight it out. And let's create venues. Let's create the opportunities for the people, those who are running the countries, actually the business which runs a country. And this is how we started. Okay. And we found the support came from PSD Chamber of Commerce, and our backbone, our strength from MSS, Srijal Bhattarayaji. They all came together. When we had a discussion with them, they told, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. We will not bend down or low down just because the situations are adverse. So again, I welcome all the dignitaries and all the audiences, those who are available and watching this program, and give it back to Naveen. I welcome all of you here and have a nice business opportunity this way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Premji. And I think in your new avatar, a platform when given to you, you can speak for the whole day. So look forward to just a small correction that we know each other for almost now 3 decades, not 2 decades.
Yeah, now three decades.
Yes.
I realized it. I realized it after telling it's not 2, it's 3 decades, 30 years almost.
And
Yeah.
as you rightly mentioned that in the SAARC region, we have been doing this. And I'm happy to inform each one of you that next month we are doing the event in Sri Lanka, and then we are doing it in Bangladesh on the same printing, packaging, plastic and processing sector. Along with FutureX, we are doing those events also, which in the past we have done physical as well. In the next 2 months. So thank you once again, Premji, for your kind words.
I just got a paper when you were speaking. Someone, the boy has given me this, that in this we have already got 1,000 plus registrations available with us. Means for this particular event, 1,000 people have registered to visit. We are having almost 40 plus companies here. And I think it is very good news for all of us that we are having such a great registration already before starting the show.
Yeah. That is very good. And I think right now also there are more than 200 people as well. So that is a very positive sign. So now
It's nice.
Shri Naveen Sardana ji, the Chair of International Affairs Committee of South Asia for PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to give his theme address.
Thank you, Naveen ji. Mr. Ashok Malviya, Director FTSA SAARC Iran, Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary Commerce, Embassy of India in Nepal. Mr. Dr. Rajesh Kazi Shrestha, President, Nepal Chamber of Commerce, Nepal. Mr. Pushkar Gautam, President, Federation of Nepal Printers Association, Nepal. Mr. Srijal Bhattarai, Managing Director, Media Space, Nepal. Mr. Prem Anveshi, Managing Director, FutureX Trade Fair and Events Private Limited, Chair and Co-Chair of International Affairs Committee, PhD, CCI. Mr. Saurabh Sania, Secretary General, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Naveen Seth, Assistant Secretary General, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Members of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the industry members from Nepal and India, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to everyone and a warm welcome to the inaugural session on India-Nepal Business Promotion Challenges and Opportunities post-COVID-19 at the 5P Nepal International Expo 2021. As close neighbors, India and Nepal share a unique relationship of friendship and cooperation characterized by open borders and deep-rooted people-to-people contacts. There has been a long tradition of free movement of people across the borders, sharing family ties and culture. Nepal shares a border of over 1,850 kilometers in the east, south, and west with 5 Indian states: Sikkim, West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. The India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1950 forms the bedrock of the special relations that exist between India and Nepal. Under the provisions of this treaty, the Nepali citizens have enjoyed certain advantages in India, availing facilities and opportunities at par with Indian citizens. India and Nepal have several bilateral institutional dialogue mechanisms, including the India-Nepal Joint Commission co-chaired by External Affairs Minister of India and Foreign Minister of Nepal. Our relations are also decorated with regular exchanges of high-level visits and official interactions between India and Nepal. In 2014, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi visited Nepal twice, in August for a bilateral visit and in November for the SAARC summit. The Nepali Prime Minister, Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli, was on a state visit to India from 19th to 24th February 2016. The Nepali Prime Minister, Mr. Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, paid a state visit to India from 15th to 18th September 2016. Again, the Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, visited India from 15th to 17th October 2016 to participate in the BRICS BIMSTEC Leaders Summit in Goa. We also witnessed the visit of Mr. Pradeep Kumar Gyawali, Honorable Foreign Minister of Nepal, to India last week, where he met his Indian counterpart, Mr. S. Jaishankar, to discuss various matters of economic and political cooperation and the 6th meeting of Indo-Nepal Joint Commission. Since 1966, Nepal's exports to India have grown substantially. India is Nepal's largest trade partner and the largest source of foreign investments, besides providing transit for almost the entire third country trade of Nepal. India accounts for over 2/3 of Nepal's merchandise trade, about 1/3 of trade in services, 46% of foreign direct investments, almost 100% of petroleum supplies, and a significant share of inward remittance on account of pensioners and workers. Friends, reflecting upon the theme of the Expo, we all know the Indian packaging market was valued at USD 50.5 billion in 2019, and it is expected to reach USD 204.81 billion by 2025, registering a CAGR of 26.7% during the period 2025. Packaging is amongst the high growth industries in India and developing at 22 to 25% per annum and becoming a preferred hub for packaging industry. The Indian packaging industry has made a mark with its exports that comprise flattened cans, printed sheets and components, crown cork, lug caps, plastic film laminates, craft paper, paperboard, and packaging machinery, while the imports include tin plate, coating, and lining compounds and others. In India, the fastest growing packaging segments are laminates and flexible packaging, especially PET and woven sacks. Over the last few years, packaging industry is an important sector, driving technology and innovation growth in the country and adding value to the various manufacturing sectors, including agriculture and FMCG segments. Before I conclude, I would like to avail this opportunity to thank the dignitaries for sparing their valuable time for being present today. My special thanks to FutureX Trade Fair and Events Private Limited, Tube Promotion Council, Organization of Plastic Processors of India and Media Space Nepal for their value and continuous support for the promotion of the sector in India and abroad. I hope the business communities of India and Nepal present today will immensely benefit from the various meetings and interactions planned for the next 3 days. My team of International Affairs and Trade Fair Division is always there to assist and support you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us and setting the agenda for today's inaugural session and the next 4 days. I would like to invite Mr. Srijal Bhattarai, the Managing Director of Media Space, to share his views with us.
Thank you, Naveenji. First of all, on behalf of the organizers, Media Space Solutions and FutureX, I would like to welcome all the dignitaries that are present here for the inaugural session. when we talk about the challenges and opportunities post COVID, we believe that when there are problems, when there are challenges, it creates an opportunity, automatic platform wherein not only the local crowd but also buyers and sellers from all over the globe can connect with each other. As Premji had already said, we had done this exhibition, Nepal 5P exhibition, for the first time in December 2019, where this was termed as one of the greatest success shows in terms of creating new entrepreneurs, opening market between Nepal and abroad, wherein Indian companies, Indian machineries were showcased, and the amount of turnover that the business houses and the companies got there was phenomenal. Wherein Nepalese entrepreneurs were trying to enter the industry, they got a very good response. We actually helped in a way to set up industries here. People are, from the show benefited in such a way that new industries in all the 5 sectors, plastic, printing, packaging, paper, as well as the processing sector, started a new trend wherein entrepreneurs were born. So when we talk about virtual and physical exhibitions, we looking at the current scenario in Nepal, the market is slowly opening up now, and we believe that the exhibitions will be allowed to be conducted in the near future. So right now we have decided, we have already had a talks with FutureX, and we will be having a physical exhibition as well in 2021. The dates will be announced shortly. For this physical as well as virtual exhibition to be possible, it has to be because of support from various organizations, associations, and a major role has been from PhDCCI, wherein working closely with Naveenji, Rakeshji in Nepal has been our privilege, wherein their support, their guidance has enabled us to make sure that our exhibitions are up to the mark and are catering to the actual industry that we're trying to focus on. So I would sincerely like to thank PhDCCI for that. And on behalf of the organizing team, I would like to thank everyone for being present, whoever is watching this, all the exhibitors that have participated. And as the data showed that more than 1,000 registered visitors for the show means, I believe that all the exhibitors that are taking part in this will have a fruitful business and will get a nice outcome from this. Thank you, Naveenji.
Thank you very much, Rijal, for your kind words. We also look forward to have participation in the exhibition, because I personally would like to come over again to Nepal. Dr. Rajesh have been always inviting us to come to Pashupatinath as well. So we would like to have that opportunity soon. And I think once you are announcing the dates, we'll definitely work on that and bring in our members to participate in that. So thank you very much again, Shrijal. So now I request, before I invite Dr. Rajesh, I request my colleague Mayank to show us the demo video which we have for the platform, for the benefit of the participants and the dignitaries who are there in the inaugural session. So Mayank, if you can just show the video. So thank you, Mayank. So I request whenever you get time in the next 3-4 days, so you can log in through your email IDs and interact and see with the participants who are there. You can interact with them. Video chat is available in that. They have shown their demos, videos, and product catalogs also are. So now to proceed further, I invite Dr. Rajesh Kaji Shrestha, the President of Nepal Chamber of Commerce, to share his views with us. And we once again congratulate Nepal Chamber of Commerce for the 70-year anniversary celebration. So Dr. Rajesh ji, over to you. Sir, you need to unmute, sir.
You will do it. Okay. Thank you, Navin Shetji. And then again, Navin Sardana, the chair of the International Year Fest of South Asia PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Likewise, I would like to also very happy to have a glad with the Alok Malviya, the Department of Commerce Ministry of India, and our newly as a first secretary just 3 weeks before Mr. Avi Sheikh Upadhyay, and likewise I really my very old friend Mr. Saurabh Sanyal, Secretary General. Very nice to see you again, and he speak very Nepali also. Likewise, we have a Puskar Gautam, the President of Federation, and Sijal Bhattaiji, and definitely the main who have always shown interest to have a like this expo fair, Mr. Prem of Anivas ji, the main director of future trade and events. So he's always positive, and we are looking forward to have a many things. Because of COVID only we couldn't have, and same as the participant of the all the expos. And when I see all these friends, I don't feel that I am from Nepal Chamber. I feel I am also a part of PhD Chamber of Commerce. I feel our own PhD Chamber is my own. I don't feel I am separate with the PhD Chamber of Commerce. And always we are very much proud of PhD Chamber having like this program and participate and exchange. Today it is a very much I am a great pleasure that PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry virtually organized 5P Nepal with the future trade fair and event. So we in this period also in this COVID challenging, what started with the virtual, we really appreciate. And I want to recall about the last year also. So it was very good that, yeah, Navinji said very true that we did a press meet last year. It was very much good focus, and on the December 19, we had a very good expo here, and the participants were very much new interest, and there was so much crowd and always showing very much interest. Likewise, I say about I have already mentioned about PSD. PSD Chamber of Commerce given due more importance with the Nepal and India with the establishing strengthening economic activities how we can do, and we are very much also partly of that, and we really appreciate about PSD. I again recall that Nepal India Center have been established on the leadership of former Ambassador K.V. Rajan, which co-chair is Nepal Chamber of Commerce for to look for the investment. So that I think I request all. So Saurabhji, Secretary General Navinji, and all Rakeshji to, I think we should again activate. If not, then by the virtual also, we want to activate this the center again. And I was when last year I remember about 5P. Again, I thought today I was thinking, what is the 5P? So I really appreciate on this moment also, on this scenario, this pandemic, that why it is important. And because you have started, we say, okay, you have said so many participants. After the COVID, in the COVID period, now all are looking for the new business trend, new thing. So that 5P is one of that. So like we say, the food, dal, bhat, tarkari, we say it is the most essential for our everyday. Now for the business sector, these 5P are such important, like essential, like our food item. So I again really appreciate that what you have connecting the buyer seller, they can know after the COVID. So I always use after COVID. Why? Because the after COVID, many new technology, new things have been developed by India. So it will be very much relevant to us that to know what are the new technology, new thing are coming. So only I was always saying that this is just the expo are beginning to know the new things and new technology, new know-how which we can import first, and then slowly. I always emphasize and I always say that because of this plastic, so what are the printing, even the packaging, now many industry are coming, so they all are looking for packaging paper. Definitely without that we cannot survive processing. Now it is right time that we start first for the importing, then we should go for the bring the technology know-how and joint venture. This is main our motto. So we thanks that the PSD and the future trade fair that having this all the ideas information sharing to us, and for the our all the companies from Nepal who can have a virtual, they can understand, and slowly we are ready to have your technology and joint venture for this item. Now, why slowly we need to go for FDI or joint venture? Like you see now, Nepal being before as a landlocked country, because logistic, your Kalughat and the Ganga River logistic, the facility are also coming. We have a driver now. All the connectivity from the railway, the cost is taking less and less. Even as a the when every you have been to Nepal before, you see there was a 16 hours, 18 hours load shedding. Now the load shedding have been removed, so we don't have a we have a full time electricity. And talking about the main thing for the industry is expenses for the electricity and the labor. We have a very experienced labor, and so that I would like to urge and request to have a investment and joint venture in Nepal with this all thing. So and as a LDC also, we have a many benefit that after having industry here, we can export to any country like Europe or America, where we have a GSP facility. We don't have, the importer doesn't have to pay the import duty. Like China, another big large market where we have a sign 8,030 item, where we have a duty free all tariff, zero tariff for the, like India, definitely we have a free access for the all this. So definitely we everybody talks about many this, and again I again revert about the what we are talking about the for the joint venture. Only I again emphasis for Nepal, like when we were discussing before, as Nepal we were importing more than we have a trade 70%, and we are always deficit. But the industry cannot fulfill for our exporting this. Definitely we have to go for either for the hydropower or tourism, and the next is agriculture and herbal and mineral. So related this, Nepal should be industrialized on the tourism sector, so where you can have a new technology for this. But other item beside this, we have to be we are import based, we have to look like this new technology, new product and new items from India. Where why I emphasis for India, and I always, because of one currency. So the our currency is the fixed, so that we can calculate every time in the fixed rate. And for the logistic also, so any amount, like if we need urgently in the half container of half truck also we can import, and the within 10 15 days the goods are in Nepal. So that's why from the next way I always say we should go for these 3 4 item for the joint venture with in the industrialized. Other should get all the items from the India, so that we can do more trade, and hydro and tourism and agri herbal that we can export to look after trade balance. Definitely, we have uh, already signed double taxation avoidance of agreement, so which will promote for the trade and investment. Being a member of SARC, BIMSTEC, and BBIN, so this is one of the where we can have a connectivity opportunity for this all the trade and the investment. We should look for that also. Not taking more time, I just want to, because there were many things. Because when I see all my colleagues and friends, so I think they know everything about Nepal, and so I don't have to explain more things. So, but anyhow, the inauguration was very virtual. It is very good what we did. So now I would like to request for the PhD chamber, even the future, for two, three things that, as you have mentioned already about the 70 years of our chambers. So we would like to have a few more virtual or few more thing that we can say proudly that PhD chamber and Nepal chamber for the 70 years we can have some where. So any talk we talk about 70 years or 50 years, that is after benefit of the our being a straight economic development. So is there anything we can do in this occasion in ceremony for with the PhD chamber one? And always now we have a two very autonomous chamber of commerce. One is youth chamber of commerce and one is women chamber of commerce. They are very much willing to have a connect with the PhD, and they want to have look for the new thing and new era to where they can develop for the. We have a women, all the women chamber. They have many things about. So I miss it. Just I saw about processing and packaging. So they were very much. They have a many thing they produce themselves in a SMEs, but they were looking for the packaging and the few some processing. I think this will be so. I have request for the chairman to join this on the future. I think they will say even yesterday there were two three have joined and see the this 5 feet. So for the youth also they were much knee interest. So I request PhD chamber where we can support for the youth and chairman, women chamber. Definitely packaging is the one they are looking. So this is a very good opportunity. I will again give them all the information for them. And not the last, the main is that now we really thanks and appreciate that the vaccine from the India have been come. We really congratulate and you have been starting, and we have heard from the news that from tomorrow Nepal is also getting vaccine. So I thanks Nepal government for the PhD Chamber of Commerce, and I request PhD Chamber also Commerce more vaccine to supply to our Nepal, and please rush for a regular supply for Nepal. So I thanks because I see our director Alok Malviyaji. So I'm and Avinash Abhishek Upadhyay through them also. So we are very much waiting for Indian vaccine so that we can have a not only virtual, we can participate in the all the expos and we can come exchange our delegation and we can start our uh, business like before. So thank you, and I wish all the success of the 5P Expo. And I always say when I see all, so I am seeing all this, my old friend. I don't feel that I am from Nepal chamber and they are from. So we feel a very cold, close relation as a friendship. I again, on this time, we need to have a more increasing and more develop for the economic even this pandemic time. So looking forward for having your all support. So thank you very much and giving me opportunity to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh. And as always, you have spoken from your heart. So that is what your personality is, and we look forward to have your support in future as well, sir. As the points you mentioned of celebration, definitely we will, as Neeraj and myself will be discussing with you today itself, that what all activities can be done in coming time with you. Some seminars and webinars we'll be doing with you on that part. And as regards to the women entrepreneurs and youth, I would like to inform, I think SG sir will also would like to comment on that part. We have separate committees on this internally, YBLF Youth Business Leader Forum. So we'll connect with them along with the young people from Nepal, and as well as the Women Entrepreneurs Committee we have. So we'll connect with those committee from Nepal Chamber, and we'll try to see what all activities can be done in these two sectors as well on that part. And as regards to, I think, vaccine, so we will see, we have a health committee as well. We'll try to connect with them. And I think Alok ji is there. He will also comment on that part. Abhishek ji is there. So they will also like to comment on that, sir. So once again, thank you very much for sparing your time and being with us. And we look forward to your continued support as always, sir. So to proceed further, I now request Shri Gautam ji, the president from the Federation of Nepal Printer Association, to share his views with us. And I very briefly met him last in December 2019 when I was there along with Prem ji. So I remember meeting him personally at that time. And we really thank you for all the support we are getting from you, Puskal ji. So we'd like to hear from you now, sir. Puskal ji, you need to unmute.
हेलो हेलो
जी सर, आप बोलिए.
Please
unmute, sir. Now we can hear you, sir. Now you can hear. Please speak.
Hello. Distinguished guests and participants, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the entire team of the 5P Nepal International Expo 2021 for organizing the virtual expo in the midst of the difficulties posed by the global pandemic of coronavirus, where all the industries around the world are facing crisis and trying to come back from the crisis. The virtual expo, which has commenced on today, 20th January 2021, and continue till 23rd January 2021, as of the continuation of the physical exhibition that was held last year at Virkuti Mandap of Kathmandu, Nepal. As the food trucks, trade fair and events has been conducting such an expo.
आवाज आ रहा है, sir. We can hear you. Please go on.
Okay. As the vertex trade fair and events has been conducting such an expo, not only gathering the leading exhibitors of the different industries, including the printing and graphic image related industries, but also providing the changes to exhibit new innovation developed in the printing industries. I have a strong belief that the virtual exhibition will be highly beneficial, not only the exhibitors, but also the visitors as well. The exhibition conduct targeting to the plastic, printing, packaging, paper and processing related industries will be a great opportunity for promotion of business by exploring ideas and expressing among the concerned stakeholders. I have a strong belief that the exhibition will present an ideal opportunity for concerned stakeholders, including the printing industry, professional and others who intend to develop a strong network, build inflation, collaboration and utilize vital marketing resource for the growth and development of the industry. Being the chairman of the Federation of Nepal Printer Association, FNPA, the on and only umbrella organization of the Nepalese printing industry, I would like to express commitment on behalf of all the Nepalese printers and extend hands for every success of the exhibition. I have a strong conviction that strengthening of relationship among the printing fraternity of the region and globes in the most of must to deal with the common challenges of the printers. The FNPA is ready to move ahead with hand-to-hand for the overall development of the printers across the globe. In the last but not least, I would like to express again my sincere thanks for the organizer of the virtual exhibition organized in the midst of the difficult posed by the COVID-19 and the entire participants and exhibitors for their great endeavor for making success the virtual exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Puskalji, for your kind words, and I look forward to have participation of members in the next 4 days so that they can interact with the participating companies. And I am sure that you, along with your members, will be participating in the exhibition. Thank you very much once again, sir. So now I would like to invite Shri Abhishek Upadhyay ji, the first Secretary Commerce from the Embassy of India, Nepal. And we really thank the Embassy for all the support, guidance, and cooperation we have been getting for the last 5 years when we have been doing the exhibition there. So the kind of support we get from them is we really thankful to them. So Abhishek ji would like to thank you and as well as His Excellency for all the support we are getting from you, and look forward to have the same support in our future endeavors as well. So we would like to hear from you, Abhishek ji.
Thank you, Naveen Sethji. Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to speak to all of you. I would like to thank PhD Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity, and in such an esteemed company, it's for me to add any value with my remarks, considering that I'm very new here, and again, it's a very specialized field, the 5 Ps. I can tell you that I'm very happy that this expo is being organized. I wish we could have done many more activities during the COVID period, which I'm told saw a complete washout. But very kind of you to suggest that we have been supportive of your initiatives in the past. I can assure you that our support will continue, if not grow further. Ambassador himself or deputy ambassador could not join, but I'm happy to represent them and convey their commitment to be supportive of in this field. I was told by Neeraj ji that the focus of my remarks should be on 2 issues. First, the 5 Ps on which this expo is based, and secondly, on the post-COVID prospects in India-Nepal cooperation. So maybe I could start a little bit with the 5 Ps, plastics, printing, packaging, paper, and processing. I must admit that I wasn't aware of this term until I received this invitation from PhD. But upon trying to study this a little bit, I could see that these recent studies have said that Indian packaging industry was valued at $31.7 billion in 2015. And today in 2020, it has touched $72.6 billion, so which is almost 2.5 times. But even better news is that for the 2025 period, the 5-year period starting now, it is set to further increase with a compound rate of 26.7% and become close to 200 billion, in fact, more than $200 billion by 2025. This itself indicates to us the space and the potential that exists for our companies to grow in this segment, both in India and in Nepal, individually and jointly. Changing lifestyle, internet penetration, and rising population. Many of these things we used to look at a bit negatively in the past, but all of these are now going to spur this sector so that this 200 billion prospect might actually be coming true in 2025. And the pandemic has, in fact, accelerated these trends, as we all know and discussed slightly earlier. Unlike most of you present here, I'm no expert on this subject, as I said. So I would just like to focus my remarks on 5 broad trends that I can identify, which I think would be relevant to our discussion here and for the expo. The first of these 5 trends is the general growth in e-commerce, which is not new. It started in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis. Of course, we used to hear about Warren Buffett as the richest person in the world once upon a time, share market. It became Bill Gates because of the boom in software products, which Microsoft led. And then it came to Jeff Bezos, who is the boss of Amazon. So that itself tells you that which industry was booming worldwide. And now, of course, it is somebody else taking that place. But the point is that the trend is a long-term trend, this move to e-commerce, and it is here to stay. The second trend, which again is relevant for our discussion and for the 5Ps, is again related to e-commerce, but focused on companies which were hitherto not selling their products through e-commerce. But thanks, if I could say that, because of the pandemic, they have now realized the necessity to also open, let's say, digital outlets. So, for example, in my previous posting, I was in France, and during the lockdown, I could see many of the online retail, many of the retailers which had no presence online, which were not even selling products through Amazon, created their websites, cataloged their products online, and you could utilize services such as the what we call the omni-channel services. Either you can click and collect it from the store or buy it online, have it delivered to your doorstep without going through a third party such as Amazon. So this is something very new. And interestingly, this is not only limited to the traditional sectors covered by Amazon, it also covers food, beverages, even pharmaceuticals. And this is very new. This, I think, became more prominent in 2020 because of the pandemic. This is the second trend. The third trend is related to the e-commerce boom, which is the sort of revolution that has happened in e-logistics and in social media marketing in general. So in each of these sectors, we see, for example, when for any e-commerce company in one of our countries to expand to a newer city or a newer or a different country, it always requires local partners because it's not familiar with the market. So e-logistics has started playing a big role. I could see that in Kathmandu in the past few days. Companies such as Sastodil and eSeva are really making it big. And social media marketing has really become a subject which is being taught in MBA programs globally because the potential is so high. So each of these things are prospering at the same time as e-commerce is. And this also is a big potential for the 5Ps industry to look at. Related to this, again, is the fourth trend, which is regarding governance. Governance of data as well as of taxation. So why this is important for the 5Ps, in my opinion, is that, again, globally, we are seeing this discussion happening on where the digital companies' profits should be taxed, whether these are e-commerce companies or software providers, or how the data should be utilized. So when we talk about social media marketing, all of us know it's no secret anymore that what we click, what we see on social media, what product we choose on Amazon or Sastodil or Flipkart, all of that is recorded. It results in a certain profile created for each of our consumers, and that is where many of these digital giants make their profits by telling the sellers which person is more likely to buy their kind of product. And so all of us are being profiled, and therefore the question of data governance becomes integral to it. This is as much a hot issue in India as in Europe and in the US. Of course, China follows a very different model. So this is the fourth trend. The fifth and the last trend, which probably we will have to focus in near future, is on sustainability. 5Ps by its very definition is going to result in a lot of solid waste, plastics. It's one of the Ps in the 5. Seeing the towards sustainability, especially in the post-pandemic period, most of the major economies are now shifting gears to focus on sustainability and circular economy. For any of these enterprises to succeed in the long term, they will have to take this into account, how sustainable and biodegradable or recyclable their packaging products are, or their printing and plastic products are. So this is something that all of our enterprises, in my opinion, need to keep in mind, because it may not be
I would say, a top priority today in our region, but it soon will become. Modi, in his speech at the Independence Day in 2019, and also on Swachh Bharat Day, which coincides with 2nd October, said very clearly that we are committed to banning single-use plastics by 2022. Now, this trend is only going to accentuate, become stronger, and therefore, I think it's important for our companies to keep this aspect in mind and accordingly design their products so that they can be sustainable and they can be more acceptable in the region's markets, not only domestically. Now, very briefly, I would move on to the implications of these 5 broad trends on India-Nepal commercial ties and the role that, in my opinion, the 5P players can play. E-commerce and digital economy, as I noted earlier, are set to become one of the axes along which our bilateral trade and investment are also likely to grow in the post-pandemic period. Based upon the discussions I have had so far internally in the government and with our friends in Nepal, it seems that this is where the future lies. Of course, we have the traditional import-export and investment relationship, but when we'll I think e-commerce and digital economy are going to constitute a major part of it. And by definition, therefore, the 5Ps will also come into play. There would be more customers sitting in Nepal wanting to have products from India, customers in India wanting to have products from Nepal in a seamless manner without having to go to a store, being able to see that cataloged online, receiving it in a certain packaging which assures them that this is the right product, it's not a counterfeit. So there is a need for us to develop capabilities and expertise in each of these things so that consumers' trust can be gained while at the same time ensuring a seamless flow through our border. So very briefly, I can say that the 5Ps industry has a clear opportunity ahead to change gears and benefit from this immense potential that lies ahead. What could be the focus areas? Well, I'm happy to crowdsource this question, but I think that processed foods, herbal products and agricultural products, and high-end clothing and footwear, even box furniture, I think could be the areas which are going to see a lot of growth and which will be relevant for India-Nepal 5P players. And what can we do is the last question I would ask everyone, including myself. What could we do as governments and chambers of commerce to ensure that our businesses in Nepal as in India can benefit from these opportunities? I can probably speak for the government of India in that sense. I can say that I can rather recommend to the 5P players that be more perceptive and agile, try to identify the long-term trends in this sphere. That's the first. Second point is identify sectors where there exists a 5P gap. It's some of those I mentioned earlier. I'm sure there will be many more. I'll be happy to hear from you on that. The third is to exchange more and train better. I was having a conversation with Rajesh sir that day, and he mentioned that there is so much that Nepal can sell to India in terms of agricultural and herbal products and Ayurvedic products, but this lack of experience in packaging acts as a big impediment. I can tell you that we at the Indian Embassy are very happy to organize workshops, connect people on both sides to ensure that this expertise reaches the producers in Nepal, which include many women and entrepreneurs in far-off areas also, and many small cottage industry or enterprises. So we are happy to support that. Fourth point is, fourth recommendation is please focus on the 20%. 20% is usually the percentage of people who are going to buy again from your website. 80% would just glean across all the websites and find the one which offers the product the cheapest. But 20% would normally, if once you gain their trust, they would come back to you. And even if the price differential is there, they'll still stick to you. So please focus on enhancing consumers' trust, and 5P has to learn from the best global standards and from each other in India and Nepal to ensure that consumer trust can be gained. Packaging does matter. And last recommendation would be sustainable, of which I have spoken already. So thank you once again for this excellent opportunity, and I'm very honored to be in such an excellent company. And my apologies for my lack of experience in this subject. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Abhishek ji. I think you have touched relevant points, and as 5P, you have given us the 5-point agendas as well. So just wanted to give you an background that 3 years back, the Commerce Ministry, under the MAI scheme, the Market Access Initiative, has given printing and packaging sector to PhD chamber. So in the printing and packaging sector, that is how, when we started discussing with Mr. Prem, that how we can develop these sectors. So in the SAARC region, as I mentioned earlier, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and even Bhutan, we are considering now. So we have started doing this 5P brand, which we have developed. And now we will be taking it to other countries, Africa as well. So this is how we started working on this sector. So, and as rightly pointed out, the 5 agendas which you have given, we work on that. And as Dr. Rajesh also mentioned that he would also like to do certain activities. So I think we will discuss with him and come back to you on that part for your inputs and support in that, how we can work on those things. So thank you once again for your kind words, and thank you for sparing your time today, sir. Thank you very much. So now I would like to invite Shri Alok. Prem, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell to sir that we want to help Nepal industry, especially for the Ayurveda related industries and raw material, because we have started we have in fact acquired a company where it is called Ayurveda consultants.com, wherein 12,500 doctors are registered. And we have ayurvedacart.com, which we have started, and it has been appreciated by the Ministry of Ayush also. So if it could be useful for Nepal vendors or the people, those who want to reach out to Indian Ayurveda practitioners. So we already have 12,500 registered with our site.
Yeah, I think just to add on to this, Premji, I am also happy to inform you, Abhishek, that we had, along with FutureX, the first virtual exhibition which we did was health and wellness.
Yes.
So that was the expo which we did, where Ramdev ji himself was there. He launched that event and he was there in that. And Ayush, we also from the PhD chamber are very strong. We have a separate committee on that. And in fact, our senior vice president is from that industry itself, sir, Mr. Pradeep Multani, who is from the Multani Pharmaceuticals. So he's from that sector itself. So definitely, I think this is a good subject which can, along with the FutureX, we can take it up with you and then see what best can be done between the two countries. Thank you. So now I invite Shri Alok Malviya ji, who is the director from the Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And we really thank you, sir, for sparing your time. And this is an activity under the MAI scheme. So we are really grateful to the support we are getting from Commerce Ministry and look forward to have your continued support and look forward to hear from you, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Shri Saurabh Sanyal, Secretary General, PhD Chambers of Commerce. Shri Abhishek Upadhyay, First Secretary, Embassy of India in Nepal. Shri Pushkal Gautam, President, Federation of Nepal Printers Association, Nepal. Dr. Rajesh Kazi Shresht, President, Nepal Chambers of Commerce. Mr. Srijal Bhattarai, Managing Director, Media Space, Nepal. Mr. Naveen Sardana, Chair, International Affairs Committee for South Asia, PhD Chambers of Commerce. Shri Prem Anveshi, Managing Director, FutureX Trade Fair and Events Private Limited. Shri Naveen Seth, Principal Director, PhD Chambers of Commerce. I wish you a very good afternoon and thank you for this opportunity that you've given me to speak on this August occasion. India and Nepal enjoy very warm and close relations. This has been elaborated in some depth by Shri Naveen Sardana. Our relationship is characterized by a spirit of closeness and cooperation in all spheres, ranging from economic, socio-cultural to people ties. The importance which India and Nepal accord to each other is reflected in the regular high-level bilateral exchanges and meetings at the political and official levels. Nepal is India's second largest trading partner in South Asia, and our bilateral goods trade has shown an increasing trend. It has increased from US dollars 4.37 billion in 1516 to US dollars 7.87 billion in 1920. After that, of course, COVID has taken its toll, but that is why we are here today to discuss what is being done and what can be done about it. We are holding a lot of bilateral meetings. Recently, India and Nepal held a successful meeting of the Intergovernmental Subcommittee on Trade and Transit. This is at the level of joint secretaries. In December also, another meeting at the level of commerce secretaries was held. And of course, it has been mentioned that the JCC at the level of external affairs ministers meeting was held in last week. A joint business forum has been established. This is a significant step that will enable timely and relevant feedback on the aspirations and concerns of stakeholders, business stakeholders in India and Nepal, and help shape the policies and practices required for enhancement of trade and investment. The development and upgradation of infrastructure and simplification of procedures for cross-border movement of goods also plays a key role in facilitation of trade through the land route. India has made significant efforts for upgradation of the border trading infrastructure for smooth cross-border clearance of cargo. In addition to the development of requisite infrastructure, India and Nepal are also exploring innovative ways to decongest the border trading points, harmonize product standards, and mutually recognize each other's certifications. Now, I would like to speak about certain significant issues that are being examined and which should be considered by PhD chambers of commerce also. Nepal offers huge potential for rise in agri exports from India. Already, Nepal provides close to $500 million market for our agri products and agri inputs. However, there are certain hurdles faced by the food processing industry, such as the lack of cold storage facilities for vegetables and fruits in the vicinity of border on the Indian side, and the inadequacy of plant quarantine facilities in the trading points identified out of 22 trading points in the Indo-Nepal border. Further, we see that there are no NABL accredited laboratories for carrying out pesticide residue tests and other technical tests along the border. These have to be done at faraway places from Calcutta and Noida. So this issue is being examined. We are of the view that food processing industry would be benefited if these hurdles are removed. It is a suggestion that Indian exporters, especially in the area of plastics and ceramics, should be alert about any dumping by any third country. So anti-dumping measures, if necessary, would be invoked in collaboration with the host governments. Our exporters need to be alert about this. Abhishek has spoken at length on the issue, and I would like to appreciate the good work that is being done by the Embassy of India in Kathmandu. The embassy has been organizing franchisee investment and expo summit. The recent one, which showcased Indian brands, was held in 2019. It showcased around 70 Indian brands and had more than 50,000 footfalls. Some contracts have also been concluded. I am told the next edition is planned immediately after lifting of lockdown in Nepal. So I would request Mr. Abhishek to take this forward, take the good work that is being done forward. I would like to also suggest that there is an online portal of DGFT which has been operational for some time now. So in case of any trade complaints or disputes, we can make avail of these facilities. So intimation is given to the mission also. It is extremely effective. and the industry can make use of it. The pandemic has showcased India's strength in healthcare and pharmaceuticals. Shri Rajesh Kazi Shresht made a direct reference to this issue. They said they wanted vaccines for India. In this regard, I would like to point out the very effective role that is being played by the embassy. The Embassy of India in Kathmandu is reaching out to various healthcare associations in India, like East India CII Healthcare Forum, to explore opportunities in this space. So I would like to welcome you. If there is a need felt, please get in touch with the embassy. Please get in touch with us. We'll be happy to do whatever can be done. Some of the innovative ideas for opportunities post-COVID. The pandemic has given rise to hitherto dormant segments. For example, digital platforms, e-commerce. Abhishek has dwelt in detail upon these issues. So I urge the business leaders present today to kindly explore. If there is any difficulty, we can be approached, we'll sort it out. And I would also like to point out that due to concerted efforts of the embassy and regular publicity of tender opportunities in Nepal, Indian contractors are now increasingly bidding in Nepal government and private tenders. So certain companies which have made inroads into Nepal on the background of Government of India line of credit projects have got good reviews. So now we have a very good reputation in Nepal. I urge you all to ensure that we, am I audible?
Sir.
I urge you all to keep up the good work so that the reputation of Indian companies, Indian exporters is kept up. And I urge the embassy to also continue with the persistent outreach to Nepali government and private sector to give platform to the Indian contractors. In light of the discussions that have taken place today, I'm extremely hopeful that very soon we'll be able to rise up to the challenges posed by the pandemic and continue with the meteoric growth trends in trade as was witnessed prior to the pandemic period. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words, and you have very specifically mentioned the sectors. So definitely, I think we have not met you in person because I think in September only you took charge as director here in this division. So we will look forward to have a one-to-one interaction with you soon, sir, whenever is convenient to you, so that we can apprise you about the activities PhD Chamber has been doing in the SAARC region and Iran region, which you are taking care. So we have done a lot of activities in the pandemic time before that as well. So we will apprise you on that and take your guidance on these activities which have to be done on that part, sir. So thank you very much once again for sparing your time today and being with us for the inaugural session of this Nepal 5P, sir. So thank you once again. So before I invite Shri Saurabh Sanyalji, the Secretary General of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to give his concluding remarks and propose the vote of thanks, I can see one Mr. Varinder Malik ji is there. So if Malik ji, if you can recall, I remember, if you can recall way back in 90s and late 90s when I was with TAFCON projects, we used to do a lot of activities. So I recall, if I would like to hear from you, because from the printing, sir, you have a lot of experience. We would like to hear from you, sir. I can't hear you, sir. Your voice is not coming. No, sir. Your voice is not coming. There might be some technical issue. Maybe you have to reconnect again, sir. So in the meantime, I request Saurabh Sanyalji to give his comments, sir. Ajay sir, you need to unmute.
Thank you, Naveen. Thank you for this opportunity. Distinguished panelists, distinguished participants, and very renowned people and my old friends from Nepal and India. It's a great pleasure for me to have the concluding remarks and the vote of thanks. today on this India-Nepal Business Promotion Challenges and Opportunities Post-COVID-19 webinar and exhibition on the 5P, which is being organized jointly by the Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, and PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industries, along with all our stakeholders, FutureX, and the Federation of Nepal Printers Association, Media Space Nepal, Embassy of Nepal, and all other stakeholders. Mr. Alok Malviya-ji, Director, Foreign Trade, South Asia, SAARC, and Iran, Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay-ji, First Secretary, Commerce, Embassy of India, Nepal. Dr. Rajesh Kazi Shrestha, President, Nepal Chamber of Commerce, Nepal, and my very good friend and old friend. Mr. Pushkal Gautam, President, Federation of the Nepal Printers Association, Nepal. Shri Srijal Bhattarai, Managing Director, Media Space, Nepal, again an old friend and an old associate. Mr. Prem Anveshi, Managing Director, FutureX Trade Fair and Events Private Limited, again a very old associate and a friend. Mr. Naveen Sardana, Chair of the International Affairs Committee of South Asia, PhD CCI. Mr. Naveen Seth, Assistant Secretary General and my colleague from PhD. Mr. Neeraj, again Secretary, PhD CCI and my colleague. Members of the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry who are participating today. Industry members from Nepal and India, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you from PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industries. I would like to state that the whole world has faced this pandemic now, and we have come into an understanding with the virus, and we are in the new normal where we are holding webinars, virtual exhibitions, and continue to work with zeal and enthusiasm for making businesses grow, for networking between the virtual partners, creating partnerships, creating networks, creating good businesses all around. There was never a moment of time when PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industries felt left out from the entire world. We have been organizing, in fact, I must compliment my team led by Mr. Naveen Seth and his team of officers and staff for having contributed immensely to the international networking and business opportunities. We have organized more than 30 such exhibitions and interactions with all the countries, possible countries where we have our MOU partners, and we have been inviting and interacting with the embassies, with the industry, as well as with the government of those countries. Friends, as we are all aware, India is the Nepal's second largest trade partner and the largest source of foreign investments. Besides providing transit for almost entire third country trade of Nepal, India accounts for over 2/3 of Nepal's mercantile trade, about 1/3 of the trade in services, and 1/3 of the foreign direct investments. Almost 100% of petroleum supplies and a significant share of inward remittances on account of pensioners, professionals and workers working in India. In fact, according to the unofficial estimates in hilly regions and in West Bengal and North Bengal, there are more than 40 lakh Nepalese population which are residing in India. And we are very grateful that the federal state and country of Nepal has been a great partner in the defense of India's, the forces. They have given significant contribution to the Indian Army, and they continue to do so even today. So the bilateral framework of trade is anchored on the India-Nepal Treaty of Trade and Agreement of Cooperation to Control Unauthorized Trade 2009. The revised trade treaty, valid for 7 years, was signed on October 27th, as we are all aware, in 2009, after the successful conclusion of the bilateral consultations, which began in August 2006. Both the treaties were automatically renewed for a further period of 7 years in October 2016. It has been decided by both the governments to carry out comprehensive review of treaties of trade and transit between the two countries. The Indian exports, we are all aware about the statistics. I am not going to dwell over it. Has been very, very significant in the past, and it is growing year on year. The main items of exports are also very well known. Basically, 100% petroleum products, motor vehicles, spare parts, MS billets, machinery and spares, medicines, hot rolled sheets, wires, coal, cement threads, and chemicals. So these are very well known, and I'm sure with this exhibition, the virtual exhibition organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Commerce, that is the 5P, printing, packaging, paper, processing, which is going to take place today and in the next 2 days or so, where there are more than 46 companies, both from Nepal and India, participating. I'm sure and I'm quite sanguine that tremendous opportunities will come out, and our businessmen and Nepalese businessmen would like to cash on this new concept which we are coming up, which was also dwelt upon by Mr. Abhishek Upadhyay ji, who very, very elaborately brought out the new concept now. And India and Nepal, as we are well aware that they have hundreds of years of association. We have families together. We have been wedding into each other's countries, and this has created solid foundation between both the countries, which will prosper together, which have been prospering together, and which will continue to prosper in the future. With the new normal coming in, this has come, the virtual platforms have come to stay along with the other physical business meetings. And I'm sure over the next 1 decade or so, it has become so easy to interact with the global population, with the global businesses, that these platforms are going to be very, very useful. I'm really happy and I'm really thankful to FutureX, who have come out with this platform and who have given us this opportunity and are collaborating with us in most of the exhibitions which are happening with PhD CCI virtually in all other countries as well, in not only SAARC but other countries, European and American and other SAARC, ASEAN region as well. They are being supporting us, they are being helping us, and we will continue to collaborate and do this these kind of interactions together. With these words, I would like to once again welcome you all to the expo and thank you all for sparing your valuable time and coming on this platform for the inaugural session. In particular, I wish to thank Naveen Seth and his team, who have put this together and who have been virtually working very hard for getting these companies together. It's not easy in the new normal to get companies to speak to them and get them motivated to come on such platforms. So with these words, I once again thank each one of you, and I wish all the companies, all the Indian and Nepalese companies who are coming together to showcase their businesses, to showcase their products, to have a wonderful period for the next 3 years and do a tremendous amount of business. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. I think Mr. Malik, if your audio is clear,
He's audible now.
No, sir, your voice is not coming. I think there is some issue with your audio in that. So anyway, sir, thank you very much. I will get in touch with you again. Good to see you after.
Sir.
Thank you all for sparing your time today.
Naveen.
Thank you very much, Alok ji. Yeah, Prem bhai.
I feel very happy to inform the entire this great gathering that by this point of time, 800 people have already logged. We are getting a continue logged in our server. So just now, Namit has informed that 807. It is right now the registration is.
Superb.
And
excellent.
Our chat box is full. We took 160 persons chat box in this particular thing, and we found now we are creating another 5 chat box because 180 chat box, it is between visitor to visitor.
Oh, very nice.
And that is full.
Right.
So it is a good sign.
Cheers. So 3 cheers for that, Anveshi ji. And I would also like to inform the Director, Foreign Trade, South Asia and SAARC region, and our first secretary from Nepal, that PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industries for the last 5 years has also have a India-Nepal center where Ambassador KV Rajan, who is associated with the PhD Chamber for the last 5 years, has been an ambassador in Nepal for almost 5.5 years, and also Ambassador Manjeet Puri. They both of them are very, very close to PhD Chamber, and we have been interacting with them. And Abhishek ji, we wish to meet you by opening up the communication systems and going on a delegation. We pray to God that the situation becomes normal after the vaccination, and we can take a delegation of 50 additional business entities and come and meet you in the embassy, which has been happening in the past. Let me tell you, sir, we have been taking delegations right from 2013 onwards, continuously to Nepal, and we have been receiving delegations from Nepal. We have a special international trade exhibition and expo in Punjab, in Amritsar, and where we have been receiving all these large delegations from Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and we have been interacting with them, and we have been, our businesses and our people have been interacting with them and doing B2B businesses. So this is just for information, sir, since you have joined us very, very recently. So I just wanted to, the Chaudhary group and the CNI, which is there in Nepal, Mr. Nirvana Chaudhary ji is the chair of the India-Nepal Center in Nepal, and Ambassador KV Rajan, the erstwhile ambassador to Nepal, is the chair of the India-Nepal Center with PhD Chamber in India. So this is just for your information, sir.
Thank you. That is so good. Sir, Naveen, one more information I would like to share with Honorable Mr. Alok Malviya, that in past last year, or say last to last year, we with other segments like agriculture, poultry, building material and construction, and printing, packaging, plastic, I think we have already taken 400 plus Indian companies to Nepal.
Yeah.
With this 400 plus companies to do the business in Nepal. So that is, I feel that is a remarkable thing.
Yeah. Excellent.
I think, yeah. So that is what I was just requesting your convenience and come over and apprise you about the activities we have been doing in the last 4 or 5 years.
So thank you all.
Thank you very much. I thank each one of you, Malviya ji, Abhishek ji, Dr. Rajesh, Puskal ji, Rijal bhai, Prem ji. Thank you very much. Pradhana ji and SG sir, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Malik ji. Look forward to meet you soon, sir. Thank you all, and I request whenever you get time, please get the portal and interact with the exhibitors and see how they are showcasing in this. Sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.